What if we told you there were 7 secret habits that could transform your mind? Habits so powerful, they can help you thrive in any situation. Sounds interesting, right? Well, these aren't ordinary habits. They're like hidden tools that can make your mind super strong. Hello and welcome back to our channel. You just heard about those 7 secret habits. And guess what? Today, we're gonna spill the beans on all of them. We're diving deep into the world of mental strength, breaking down each habit so you could start using them in your own life. So, are you ready to unlock your mind's true potential? Let's get started. Number 1, they have a proactive approach to life. Alright, let's kick things off with a habit that's all about taking charge of your life. You know those people who seem to make things happen instead of just waiting around? That's exactly what we're talking about here. Mentally strong people don't just sit back and hope for the best. They actively shape their own destiny. Being proactive means taking charge of your life. It's about asking yourself, what do I want? And then actually doing something about it. These people start their day with intention, making choices that align with their goals. But it's not just about big life decisions. It's also about those small, everyday choices. Choosing to exercise instead of sleeping in, opting for a healthy meal instead of junk food, deciding to learn a new skill instead of binge watching TV. Remember, it all starts with your thoughts. As Lao Tzu said, watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words, they become actions. By being proactive in your thinking, you're setting the stage for everything else in your life. So, how about it? Are you ready to take control of your life? It might seem challenging at first, but with practice, you'll find yourself naturally making choices that move you towards your goals. And that's the first step to becoming mentally stronger. Number 2, they move on from things they can't control. Now, let's talk about something we all struggle with: letting go. How much time do you spend worrying about things you can't change? The weather, traffic, what others think of you. It's exhausting, isn't it? Mentally strong people have cracked this code. They've learned to distinguish between what they can and can't control. It's like they have an internal sorting system that helps them decide where to invest their energy. But how do they do it? It starts with awareness. When they find themselves worrying, they pause and ask, can I actually do anything about this? If the answer's no, they practice letting go. It's not about being passive, but about redirecting that energy to things they can influence. Think about it this way. You can't control whether you get that job offer, but you can prepare thoroughly for the interview. You can't control what others think of you, but you can work on being kind and authentic. By letting go of what you can't control, you free up so much mental energy. It's like decluttering your mind. You're making space for more productive thoughts. Isn't that liberating? Remember, this is a skill that takes practice, but with time, you'll find yourself naturally focusing more on what you can control and worrying less about what you can't. And that's a huge step towards mental strength. Number 3, they embrace the unexpected and make the best of it. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs at us, doesn't it? But have you ever noticed how some people seem to handle these surprises with grace? That's our next habit of mentally strong people: embracing the unexpected. These individuals have a knack for turning lemons into lemonade. When life takes an unexpected turn, instead of getting stuck in a why me mindset, they're already thinking, how can I work with this? Now, this doesn't mean they're always thrilled about unexpected changes. They're human after all. But what sets them apart is their ability to quickly shift from frustration to problem solving. It's like they've trained their brains to see opportunities where others might only see obstacles. So, how can we develop this superpower? It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing unexpected events as roadblocks, try viewing them as detours. Maybe not the route you planned, but still a path forward. Who knows? Sometimes these detours lead to even better destinations. Another key aspect is resilience. Mentally strong people bounce back from setbacks. They don't let unexpected challenges knock them down for long. It's like they've got an inner voice saying, okay, that didn't go as planned, but I've got this. Remember, embracing the unexpected doesn't mean you have to love every curveball life throws your way. It's okay to feel frustrated initially. The key is not to stay stuck in those negative emotions. Instead, acknowledge them and then shift your focus to what you can do moving forward. By cultivating this habit, you're not just becoming mentally stronger, you're setting yourself up for a more enjoyable, less stressful life. After all, if you can find ways to make the best of unexpected situations, aren't you winning at life no matter what comes your way? Number 4, they look at the past, live in the present, and plan for the future. Ever feel like you're stuck in the past or constantly worrying about the future? Well, mentally strong people have mastered the art of time travel. In a practical sense, of course. These individuals understand that the past is a great teacher, but a terrible place to live. They look back to learn valuable lessons, but they don't get stuck there. It's like they've got an internal alarm that goes off when they start spending too much time in the rearview mirror. So, how do they use the past productively? They reflect on it, learn from it, and then use those lessons to inform their present actions and future plans. It's like they're standing on the shoulders of their past selves, using that vantage point to see further and more clearly. But here's where it gets really interesting. While they're mindful of the past, they excel at living in the present. They've mastered the art of being fully engaged in the now. Whether it's working on a project, having a conversation, or enjoying a cup of coffee, they're all in. And while they're present in the moment, they're also keeping an eye on the future. They're great planners, always thinking a few steps ahead. But this future-oriented thinking isn't about anxiety or worry. It's about setting goals and taking steps to create the future they want. So, how can you balance all three time perspectives? It starts with awareness. Notice where your thoughts tend to linger. Are you often replaying past events or worrying about future ones? Once you're aware, you can start to gently redirect your focus. Practice being more present in your daily activities. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're talking to someone, really listen. Set aside specific times for reflection on past experiences and for future planning. Remember, mastering this balance is a lifelong practice. Even mentally strong people don't get it perfect all the time. The key is to keep working at it, gently guiding your focus back to where it needs to be. With time and practice, you too can master this delicate dance across past, present, and future. Number 5, they calculate risks. Think being mentally strong means taking bold risks without a second thought? Think again. Our next habit might surprise you. Mentally strong people are actually pretty good at calculating risks. Now, don't worry, we're not talking about complex math here. It's more like having an internal risk assessment tool. These individuals have mastered the art of smart risk taking, and it's a game changer. So what does calculating risks really mean? It's about looking at a situation from all angles, weighing the potential benefits against the possible drawbacks, and making an informed decision. It's like being a detective, gathering all the evidence before making a move. But here's the cool part. This habit doesn't hold them back from dreaming big or going after challenging goals. In fact, it's quite the opposite. By calculating risks, they're setting themselves up for bigger successes. How? Well, when you understand the risks involved, you could prepare better. You could put safeguards in place, have backup plans ready, and feel more confident in your decisions. Think of it like planning a road trip. You don't just jump in the car and start driving, do you? You check the route, make sure you have enough gas, pack some snacks, and maybe even a spare tire ready. That's exactly what mentally strong people do with their life decisions. Now, this doesn't mean they spend forever analyzing every little choice. They've developed a kind of intuition for risk assessment. It becomes second nature to them, allowing them to make swift decisions when needed. So, how can you develop this habit? Start by asking questions. Whenever you're faced with a decision, especially a big one, pause and ask yourself, what are the potential benefits? What could go wrong? How likely are these outcomes? What can I do to increase my chances of success? What's my backup plan? Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all risks. That's impossible, and it would make life pretty boring. The aim is to make informed decisions, be prepared, and to feel confident in your choices. It's about finding that sweet spot between caution and courage. By developing this habit, you'll likely find yourself feeling more in control and confident in your decisions. And who knows, you might even become more adventurous as you trust in your ability to handle challenges. Isn't that what mental strength is all about? Number 6, they don't gossip. Let's talk about something that might seem simple, but actually speaks volumes about mental strength: avoiding gossip. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about a little chit-chat? Well, mentally strong people have figured out that gossip isn't just harmless fun, it's actually a big drain on their energy and growth. You know how tempting it can be to share a juicy bit of news about someone, right? It can feel like a way to connect or be in the know. But mentally strong individuals have realized that this kind of talk doesn't really add value to their lives. In fact, it can be pretty costly to their personal growth and relationships. So why do they steer clear of gossip? It all comes down to focus and energy. Remember that quote from Eleanor Roosevelt? Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Mentally strong people are too busy thinking about big ideas and working on their goals to get caught up in idle chatter about others. But it's not just about being above it all. These individuals understand that gossiping can actually harm their own mental state. It can breed negativity, create unnecessary drama, and even lead to feelings of guilt or shame. Plus, it can damage trust in relationships. After all, if someone's willing to talk about about others behind their back, who's to say they won't do the same to you? Instead of gossiping, mentally strong people focus on positive conversations. They discuss ideas, share knowledge, and engage in meaningful dialogues that help them grow. When they talk about others, it's usually to praise or express genuine concern, not to tear them down. So, how can you break the gossip habit? Start by being more mindful of your conversations. When you catch yourself about to share something that might be considered gossip, pause and ask yourself, is this kind? Is it necessary? Is it helpful? If the answer is no to any of these questions, it might be best to keep it to yourself. Remember, choosing not to engage in gossip doesn't mean you have to be silent or boring. There are so many interesting topics to discuss, like current events, personal goals, new ideas, or shared interests. By shifting your focus to these more positive subjects, you'll likely find your conversations become more fulfilling and your relationships stronger. Breaking the gossip habit might feel challenging at first, especially if it's been a big part of your social interactions. But with practice, you'll find it becomes easier. And the benefits? More positive relationships, a clearer conscience, and more time and energy to focus on things that really matter. Isn't that worth giving up a bit of juicy gossip? Number 7, they're kind. Now for our final habit. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. Mentally strong people aren't just tough, they're also kind. And no, being kind isn't a sign of weakness. In fact, it takes real strength to be consistently kind in a world that can be often harsh. You might be wondering, how does being kind make someone mentally strong? Well, it's all about confidence and focus. These individuals are so secure in themselves that they don't feel the need to put others down or compete constantly. Instead, they lift others up, knowing that kindness often comes back around. But here's the thing, this kindness isn't just about being nice. It's a powerful interpersonal skill. Mentally strong people understand that kindness can open doors, build strong relationships, and create a positive environment around them. It's like they're planting seeds of goodwill wherever they go. And get this, being kind is actually good for your mental health. It boosts your mood, reduces stress, and can even help combat depression. Plus, it strengthens your relationships and increases your overall life satisfaction. Talk about a win-win situation. So, how do mentally strong people practice kindness? It's not just about grand gestures. It's in the small, everyday actions. A genuine compliment, offering help without being asked, listening without judgment, or simply being patient with someone who's struggling. But don't confuse kindness with being a pushover. Mentally strong people can be kind while still maintaining healthy boundaries. They're kind because they choose to be, not because they're seeking approval or afraid of conflict. Want to develop this habit? Start small. Try performing one random act of kindness each day. It could be as simple as holding the door for someone or sending an encouraging message to a friend. Pay attention to how it makes you feel. Remember, being kind doesn't mean you have to like everyone or agree with everything they do. It's about treating others with respect and compassion, even when it's challenging. It's about choosing to add a bit more light to the world rather than more darkness. By cultivating kindness, you're not just becoming mentally stronger, you're also making the world a little bit better. And isn't that something we could all use a bit more of? Well, that's all for today. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more life-changing tips. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.